Hi everyone, Laura here again with my superstar, Jennie Garret. She's my daughter. She's one of my just dearest, I want to say my best friend, but it's so much more deeper than that, right? We both have a passion to see lives changed. And one of the things that I have invited her to do was to tell us about what's going on in her world as she's infiltrating love, and how the Master Gardener, how we can support the work in the community. So Jennifer was sharing with us yesterday that she has been providing food for 31 students.
Myself and my friends.
Yes. And what we want to do today is we want to talk a little bit about what that program looks like, how you can be involved, and how when you purchase a book, The Master Gardener from lauradonnie.com, how you are going to be a part of what is happening, because all of the profits from this book are going to go to infiltrate love.
The ones that are sold on this campaign.
The ones that are sold on this campaign. Great point. Let me mention how this works. When you go to lauradonnie.com, LAURADAHNE.com, when you purchase a book, there's a little place for a memo. And all you would need to do is to write Jennie Garret feeding the students. Now what I love about this is that whether you do that this week or you happen to see this video 1 year from now, you are going to be assured that when I get that order, Infiltrate Love is going to get a check. So we want to keep this moving forward. So tell us, what school are you involved in?
So I am working with Campbell Drive, K through 8, and I just went one day to drop off for Nancy Garcia. She's really the one that's taking care of this. And there's a main program that her and Larry Roth are working on that it's called No Child Left Behind. So I just was really going as a friend to drop off the bags for her. And I remember I was lost. I didn't have the name of the girl that she gave me. If you guys know me, you'll not be surprised by that. So I called the front desk and I'm like, hi, I don't know who I need to speak to, but I'm here with the food bags. And the lady's like, oh, we know just who you are. We will send somebody out. Okay, and they're like, the girl with the food bags is here, and I'm like, oh, wow, and I didn't really think that was going to be that easy. And the counselor, just the way she received me, and she said, the kids are always so excited. And I just felt moved. I was like, I want to be a part of this. Like, I want to do this. So I called Nancy and I'm like, how can I be the one that's putting the food in these bags? Yeah. And so because she knows me and she knows that she can depend on me, she did give me that school. She was, she gave me.
Wow. So you're actually over the school of getting that done.
I became the liaison instead of her, because right now they're feeding like 200 children a week, but it's all under her responsibility.
Wow.
She has her hot team, and they get donations. People are always taking donations over to Kai's and dropping them off, and then at the end of on Thursday they take them to the housing authority, and then they bag up like 199 bags. So when I first came in, they were doing 160. So I said, if I take these 30, can you take on more kids? And she said, yes, if you can do that. So my friends and I started picking the donations up for these 31 kids.
Got it. Okay, great. And I'm glad to say that I've been a part of that too. And so can you. You can be a part of supplying a donation one time. You can be a part of partnering with Jennie and her friends as they do this on a regular basis. Or we want to even challenge you that if God has put it on your heart, that they might actually take on a different school. And so who would they contact if they wanted to become a part of that?
I would say Nancy Garcia is the one who is really, but she's the one I go to for information. So that's who I would suggest.
How could they reach her?
They could contact me or Nancy Garcia at Kai's.com.
Yeah. And for those that aren't familiar, Kai's is spelled
K-E-Y-E-S.
Yeah, there's an E in there. Yeah, so that's good, because sometimes people are inspired and they want to do something that's already been in their heart. Now, what I love that Jennifer says is it's when she went and she witnessed what was happening is when it was put in her heart. And a lot of times we aren't motivated to do something simply because we're not part of the energy, we're not a part of the presence that is taking place. And so if you feel like, I don't know, I feel like I might like to do this, I would encourage you to reach out to Jennifer and, just even be a part of the team and maybe bringing food just one time and see if that would be a good fit for you. Because that's what happened to you, right?
Yeah, like I said, I was just doing it as a favor for Nancy because she has like a million things to do. So I was just picking them up the bags at the food authority, dropping them off, no big deal. But and one of the things that really inspired me too was when I went to go pick up the bags, I pulled up and there was like 10 kids that just came and loaded my car, the hot team. They have really blown my mind, because they do this, they are in line with what I want to do, because infiltrate love isn't just mine, it's everyone's, and you can infiltrate love anywhere,
Amen.
anytime. And we don't just do it in the schools, like we've gone and infiltrated love in the assisted living. Mm-hmm. I did jump on with the hot team on that one too. Mm-hmm. But what we do is we just, it's the little things that you do every day. It doesn't have to cost anything. Yeah. But we're always looking for ways, and I think I'm usually most yanked by the kids and the elderly.
And that's what's so beautiful about this is, because of what Nancy Garcia was doing, Jennifer joined that and found a calling in this. And the same thing, when we just step into what people are doing, we can either just be an assistant, which is wonderful, or sometimes it's that God is inviting us into something that's much bigger and much deeper. Well, one of the things that I love to talk about is inner healing, and I love Infiltrate Love is all about getting the heart healed. It's a systematic approach to getting love, as she would say, infiltrated down into the heart. And when I wrote this book, The Master Gardener, many years ago, I wrote it really out of an overflow of gratitude for the many inner healings that I had gone through. And at the time, I was writing newsletters. And those newsletters were going across the country. They were going into prisons. And I wrote this one newsletter. At the time, it was called The She Papers. And, right? And what it was is that I wrote about my inner healing experience, that particular one I had, and it was very deep. And I didn't go into details necessarily, but after I did that and the response was so great, I realized I had so much more to say. So what I love about partnering with you in you ordering this book is that I know this book changes lives. You know how I know that? Because I hear from people every day. Yeah. And I know that this book, though it's just a simple allegory, it's actually got only two people in the story. It's the gardener and the uninvited guest. And it all takes place within a garden. But don't you know, it's the metaphor for the human heart. And so, Jennie, you know it to be true that, oh, by the way, you gave me this necklace. That's why I'm wearing it today. Isn't that beautiful? And the ring. Yeah, she's always spoiling me with beautiful
She
things.
deserves it.
So, yeah, I wanted to point that out. Yeah, I know that if you know somebody that is going through an inner healing, and I think all of us are at some point, if you in fact are going through an inner healing, and what I mean by that is you know that there's some things starting to be moved around in your heart, and maybe some old things are starting to make their way up. You know, I spent a lifetime pushing all that stuff down. Well, it isn't meant to stay down. It's meant to come up. And so we'll talk more about that another time, but I want you to know that if you partner with me at lauradonnie.com, and you can be confident that for every Master Gardener book you buy, the profits of this book is going to go into #InfiltrateLove, where the influence of God's love is going into our community, in particular to students getting food when they go home on the weekends. So tomorrow we'll be talking about what's going to happen this summer when the children are not going to be at school. So how can they contact you?
I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, Jennie Garret, JennieGarret, and then of course on Instagram is Jennie Garret _infiltrate love.
Amen. And all that you need to do is to, when you go to the website to buy a book and to support this amazing work, is in the memo is put the name Jennie Garret, Feeding the Students, and she's going to get a check, whether that's this week or whether you are seeing this from 6 months from now. I want you to know that this isn't a timed message, but it is a timely message. So we really invite you to come and participate in what God is doing in this community. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, to be continued.